There we go. So, how you doing, ladies and gentle guardians? I'm the Bombardier 117. Let me take a sip of this a minute. We're just going to quickly show you how to get Spoils of Conquest using Outer Bounds in the Deep Stone Crypt. As you can see here, we're about to load in. It doesn't necessarily matter what you were using as long as you were using a sword, because you're going to be utilizing the sword to jump across gaps and such. So we're going to go take a look now. There we go, launch. So your mobility stat doesn't really matter here. This is just the gear that I've got on there because I found it much better stompies by doing the lost sectors and stuff. But having that sword is going to be really good for you because you want to get across. The most important part is having this on. You want to be able to use multiple. You want to use Mobius Quiver to shoot multiple shots in the air. And you're essentially going to just keep balancing yourself over. Let me get my Actually, there's no point. It doesn't matter if I get my ghost on here. Love the music in this. Don't know if you can hear it, but I love the music. So I'm going to be really bad and clear out these with really, really crap precision. I am a controller player, by the way. I do not play on mouse and keyboard. So this means you can do it on both. Just look at those shots, boys. To be fair though, no in hunger, man. No in hunger just shoots straight forward. It works for you. There we go. Just get in with a couple hits. I thought you just survived. Since contest modifier is off now, the enemies are just normal, so you're not gonna have any. Well, you're not gonna have much difficulty. I still get killed sometimes doing this, and you should be doing this with all your characters. So if you have 3 characters, do this with 3 characters because that is gonna net you the maximum amount of Spoils of Conquest you can get, which is 60 in a week, and within, say, 4 weeks, you'll have the amount needed then to go get any raid weapon you want, which is precisely why I looked this up. Big thanks to Esoteric and his crew for finding out about this glitch. Well, it's not really a glitch, it's just going out of bounds. Where are you? There you are. Just make sure you have sword ammo, or you have some way to get sword ammo. You're gonna need the sword ammo. There are many different facets to this. I will try and explain as I go, but if you need to, just like go back and forth in the YouTube video. That's what I did, even when watching the other videos to do with this. It's definitely worth doing if you are a solo player who doesn't like being around people. I am one of those people. I just have really bad experiences with raids. I hate when that happens. Alright, is this gonna load first time? I had a few problems where this door just would not load. Okay, so I don't know if it's been fixed yet, but we'll find out now. We're gonna quickly check out our Sparrow there. So we've got shelter from the storm here. If we mount our Sparrow from inside the bubble, we don't get affected by the frostbite. There we go. So we just go now. I am just going to go normally. I'm not going to go slow. The pathing is actually pretty simple, to be honest. After a few tries, I was like, yep, I got it down. That's fine. And if you're doing it 3 times a week, you'll easily remember it after a while. That's what I did. I haven't looked up a guide for this or anything. I'm just purely going off my head now. So we're going to go over that jump there. We're going to get to this light. And then go across from there until you see this light. I follow to the left of it. We're going to get hit by that, but that's fine. I got a bit too close. Around by here, you'll see a light there. in the distance. The storm makes it a bit hard to see, but you will see it. Just to go a bit slow if you need to. And then we're going across here. Here, I go over here and then jump straight to this light so I can escape the fire coming from those, because they can just blow up your sparrow and fuck you up. So here, normally, people go around to the right. I go to the left, because it's exactly the same place. And it avoids the mob of enemies that are going to be in that bubble, because they just spawn there. So you go by here, follow around here, and you just follow through this little chasm area, going around. So it's going to be one of these. I believe it's this one. Yes, there we go, because now you can see the gap right here. Here's the gap. Ah, no. Ignore that. Right, so this is where the first chest is. So I've already picked this up with this character. I've already done all three, with all three of my characters, sorry, all two with all three of my characters. So there we go. That will be the first one. If you have done the raid before, by the way, you will get drops from the raid. You'll also get raid mods. And the raid mods will be helpful for you in the raid, obviously. So we're just going to quickly go invis and jump straight into here. You don't have to go invisible. It just makes it easier for you to get into the door and take the heat off of you from the enemies over there. 'Cause you don't actually have to beat the enemies. You just have to get through. So with like a Titan and a Warlock, you just run through, really. You can get it back on your Sparrow now. This bit's going to be a little bit tricky. I know I had a lot of problems doing this the first time, and I was like, can this even be done? And then I realized, yeah, it can. You just got to jump at it with enough speed to land yourself on the ledge. So we're here in the restricted area. What I do is I go from here. You can jump from the other side, but if you don't have high mobility stat, it's easier to jump from here. There you go, you should be able to catch that even without the mobility or the sword. So you want to keep the ammo used. You want to jump for this bit by here, and then you go straight over. There we go. Make sure you don't stay up there too long, because they'll kill you and go, like, because you're out of bounds. Then you're just going to drop into here. You're underneath the map now. Run down here. Here we go. So, as you can see, there's areas over there of the literally that's where we're going now, I believe. So there's areas that we want to go. We want to go around this big rock here, right? So, the way I do it, on crunch. Give me a sec. I'm just doing this for this bit for a YouTube video. So, right here, because you've got the sword, you want to just jump straight forward. One jump, sword, jump, one sword, and then do that. There we go. So we should easily make it. To be honest, I have the most trouble doing it with a hunter. The hunter has the most trouble just because the hunter, like, the only way they can fly is basically doing that. You can, there are some other ways of doing it, but I think this is the most reliable. You do use up all your super there, so if you don't get it, just stand up there, wait until you get your super back, and then come back and do it again. Right, so then we're just going to jump over here. And just run along these buildings. There's nothing special. You don't have to jump on certain areas. Like, it's literally just, you're on like the terrain boxes, so like, you know, just jump as much as you want. But here we do need to jump. Here we're going to jump onto this little bit here. Careful you don't go by here, because that can push you off. Jump down here. Jump here. Okay, then this bit's a little tricky, but you should be fine, especially you Titans and Warlocks. And then you see this little ledge here. We're gonna go onto here because what we want to do is load the zone that is in space. Because essentially, when in the raids, there's a bit where you go in a lift that takes you to space. You're not actually going to space; it's just doing a load zone that then loads over where you are, and then you end up being you're basically in the same area, but the backdrop and everything is different. So we're going to jump down here. Make sure you don't die, because otherwise you spawn inside the area. You do not want to spawn inside the area, because you'll have to start all over again. So there we go. We're at clarity control. Clarity control, I think, in the raid is where Atrax is. The encounter for Atrax. So you'll basically be in space. So what you want to do then, you're going to have a little bit of trouble, but you just need to find your footing on here, and then jump up this pipe. It's a lot easier if you have stompies, believe me. If you have stompies for your hunter, use stompies. If not, that's fine, but you're just going to have a bit of a hard time. Just use your sword if you need to. Then we're going to jump over here. This basically latches you onto this bit, so don't worry about falling. So here we go. You're actually on top of this anyway, so you're not going to fall into this. And now we're just going to go up the pipe again, but we're on the opposite side now. There we go. It's like, yeah, I find it a bit easy on this side. The boxes for climbing are a lot easier here. Terrain and everything. Oh no! There we go. Just had to make sure that I didn't die there, because if I died there, that would have been disgraceful. So I don't know if you can see it in the background there, but you can see like the areas where you would be like traversing in the space part of the raid. I want to try and not use all my sword, just in case. Can we not screw it up, please? There we go. So we're on top of here now. So we're essentially on the opposite side, but because we're in a different zone, we've loaded into what is essentially space. We go over here. So we use that little ramp to jump us over. It's actually a lot easier for Titans and Warlocks, especially Warlocks if you're running Heat Rises. Heat Rises is very good in this area. So for Titans, I use Thunder Crash. Thunder Crash gets you around so easily. You basically, you do fly as much as you can on that one bit, and then use the Thunder Crash super to get around. That's essentially it. And then Warlocks, you have no trouble. Warlocks can just use the top tree, Heat Rises with their super, and you've done it, basically. I should have probably explained that back then, but that's fine. So we're just going to jump over here. It's essentially straightforward until we get to this little ledge over here. Right. So then right here, we're just going to drop onto this little bit by here. And then you should see below you, there's like a bit with like 3 prongs there. We're going to drop down to there. Just anywhere on this platform is fine. This bit's a little tricky, but it should be fine. Don't worry about falling into space, because you're essentially on a different zone. So because you're on like a different part of the raid, you're not actually going to fall into space. Though anyone who has like problems with like heights and stuff probably don't want to look down, because it's damn scary. So we've just dropped onto this platform here. So we're going to go up to about here, and we're going to try and land onto here. So in here, there's essentially an area where we can slip into the raid. We're going to try and do it now by crouching. Nope, that's fine. Maybe try jumping in. See, like I said, we're not going to fall, so that's fine. The only bits you can fall in are the bits actually in the raid. There we go, so we're in. By here, we crouch. Follow inside. Now we have pushed ourselves into the area where the raid is. And then you can just drop. There we go. So we're actually in the raid now. And the sound is gone all muffled and stuff because you're outside. So this is the bits like where you would normally traverse. So up there is where you would normally... I think you come down from this way, or you go up that way. It might be you go up that way. I've never actually done the raid, so I wouldn't know. So we might actually be backtracking on ourselves right now. But essentially what you do, obviously don't get hit by the big spinny boys. Go over here. And then we're going to just jump 1, 2, here. Hunters have this bit a bit easier because they're a bit more precise with their jumps. Now we're just going to jump over to this middle platform over here. make sure we go around precisely, and then land over here. Like I said, I don't know if this is backwards or forwards, but then we can just go down to where this raid chest is. There we go. Nice and easy. So I haven't got, like, again, I haven't got anything, but that is essentially how you get Spoils of Conquest. Like, see, I have 120. I have never done the raid, ever. Or any raid, for that matter. But, yes, that is how you do it. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. Sad face. Yeah, so, thank you all for watching.